floor of my parents' bedroom every night, watching the movie over and over, and memorizing the words to every song.
A bell is no bell till you ring it. A song is no song till you sing it. And love in our heart wasn't put there to stay. No, love isn't love till you give it away.
All I know is that the dad was in trouble and they all had to run away to Swiss cheese land.
I dreamed of spinning on a hilltop in the mountains of Austria and meandering through the trees with the strains of an orchestra behind me.
I was in 6th grade. My entire course class watched it. Soon after Julie Andrews declared the hills are alive, I passed out and went to sleep. I guess I just never saw myself in it.
When I was a little girl, I'd come down the mountain, climb a tree, and look over into this garden. I'd see the sisters at work, and I'd hear them sing on their way to the Vespers. Many times I'd go back up that mountain in the dark, singing all the way. The sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song.
You are?
Maria Rayner. A postulant from the Nonnberg Abbey. Maria was 21. Papa hired her on the spot, sight unseen. The next day, she reported to our house.
Fräulein.
Maria Rayner.
Fräulein, you will put on another dress.
I haven't any other dress. All of our worldly clothes were given to the poor when we entered the Abbey.
What about this one?
Well, the poor didn't want this one.
You will be in charge of my children. There are 7 of them.
7 of them.
7!
Papa called us downstairs with the boatswain whistle. We stood in front of a person whose clothes looked like they came out of a comic book. In one hand, she held a briefcase, and in the other hand, a guitar.
What's that?
Oh, my guitar.
For when we sing together.
We don't sing.
Before Mama died, she told Papa that he should marry again. She said she was leaving him with 7 children and that they would need a mother's love. Papa was too heartsick over the loss of his beloved to even think about marrying again. Papa was too heartsick.
We don't sing.
Of course you sing. Well, everybody sings.
You don't.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Cream color.
Miss apple strudels, doorbells,
And sleigh bells.
and schnitzel with noodles.
Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so.
Fräulein, the children.
Before joining the Abbey, Maria spent her summers traveling with a youth group of boys and girls known as Newland. Their purpose was to restore the social order of the day. They despised what they called sophisticated society.
The children.
Oh yes, Captain. The children have become very popular. Everyone loves them. They say, there go Captain Von Trapp's children.
My children have always been a credit to my name.
But Captain, they weren't. They were just unhappy little marching machines.
I don't care to hear from you about my children.
Well, you've got to hear from someone.
I said I don't want
I know you don't want to, but you've got to. Take Liesel.
At one time, before she came to our home,
Treating her as one.
she saw us walking 2 by 2 in Gosfordburg.
And
She said,
afraid to
when I saw how she had you walking in such a regimented way, I really felt sorry for you children.
confidence, he needs you.
I would have liked to have been your governess then.
Brigitte can tell you about him. She can tell you a lot more if you got to know her. Because she notices things, and she always tells the truth even when you don't want to hear it. Kurt is sensitive. He's easily hurt, and you ignore him. You brush him aside the way you do all of them. I haven't finished yet. but someone should.
You think I should marry Maria?
And little Gretel just wants to be loved.
I remember my exact words of my answer to Papa.
Oh, please, Captain. Love all of them. They need you.
I think if it is the will of God, then you should marry her.
Every evening, I would climb over the baby gate, down the stairs and around the living room furniture, under the dining room table. Also, I wouldn't get caught stealing one of my favorite VHS tapes, The Sound of Music. I only ever watched the first cassette. I just remember seeing the second VHS one time. I had nightmares of Nazis chasing me with flashlights through dark tunnels.
Look at things the way I do. What's going to happen is going to happen. Just be sure it doesn't happen to you.
I'm an Austrian. I will not be hired.
There's going to be an Anschluss, I warn you.
I didn't think I would have to face a decision this soon.
On the evening of March 11th, 1938, the family sat listening to music on the radio in Papa's library. At 11 o'clock, the music was interrupted. Hans, our handyman and butler, came to talk to Papa. He said he was a member of
The Nazi Party.
and that we should,
Be careful what we discuss during meals.
because he would have to report to his superiors everything he
I
heard.
hear.
The film opened with those sweeping shots of Austria. There was just such a sense of place, seeing it up there on the big screen. You really got a sense of where this took place. It was beautiful.
I was always so confused about why the father, the captain, was so upset about that flag in front of his house. That red flag hanging in front of his house. I guess I never realized. It covered up all that beauty.
People were vanishing. School children were being interrogated about their parents at school. Papa received an invitation by letter, ordering him to take command of a German submarine.
I can't just brush this aside. Maria. Maria.
sat, stunned. The sound of Nazi marches with fife and drums coming through the radio. Then we heard the church bells ringing. It was so loud. The invading German troops had gone into the rectories and the churches and demanded that the bells be rung to welcome